As you know, my little tractor is very much my right arm, but I did some work on it this week, which has improved it remarkably, especially for the winter months.
In the heart of Manitoba, where the wildflowers sway, Faith Apiaries works its magic in the light of day. Golden nectar rising, kissed by the prairie sun. A taste so pure, it's like heaven on the tongue.
It's Thursday, December 25th, 2025. Merry Christmas. It's a beautiful day outside for Christmas Day. It's about -10, very light wind, so it's quite pleasant to be outside. But I'm not outside, I'm inside. See, short sleeves. It's nice and warm in here. Now, this area doesn't usually get cleaned out enough to do anything like this in, but recently I needed a new windshield in my half-ton, and a lot of the glass replacement guys around here are mobile. So he just phoned me up. He said, "Hey, you got an indoor space?" And I said, "Well, kinda." It took me a long time to get to this point. And so he showed up the other day and put a new windshield in my truck in here. And I thought, since I've got this cleared out, I'm going to do some work on my tractor. I'll get my wife's car in here and thaw it out for the first time in, 2 months. So I've got the tractor in here now, as you can see. And what I've done is I've put the wheel chains on this one tire. I thought I'd bring you in here for the second installation, since I have nothing else to show you, and I thought you might actually find it interesting. So I'll bring you along for that. I might even do that oil change that I prepared for earlier with buying of the filters. I've got my oil and filter out here already. So I'll show you how these chains go, and just show you the considerations I'm looking for when I install them. Now, when you get your chains out, I don't have a nice place to hang them up. They just sit in the corner of the shed. They're kind of a tangled mess. But in short order, you can make head nor tail of them. And so I just kind of go on one end, find that, and it starts to look like a tire chain. Now, these tire chains I have are extra grippy because they not only have a chain, they have these links that are kind of half links upside down welded on there, and those make really, really grippy points. If that tire chain can find frozen ground, there's nothing that'll stop it. It'll stall the tractor before it'll stop the wheel, or before it'll spin the wheel. So I really like those. Big downside of those is they're a little hard on the concrete. I have driven them in here a number of times. Haven't suffered a lot of damage, but I am careful. So when you put the chains on, one of the considerations are these end links where it connects to the end of the side chain there. You don't want this part toward the tire, because that'll wear on the tire. So the tire goes on this side. Okay. Now, these two ends of the side chain have nothing on them because the connections are on the other end, how they connect together. All right, so now I can tell by looking at this chain that this is the front left chain, because I can tell which way up it goes with that, and I call these grouser links. That's just what I call them. I've never seen that listed anywhere. I don't know why I'm calling them that, but. And then on the inboard side, you simply have a link, a hook that hooks to the other end of that chain, the side chain. And on the outboard side, you have this thing. It's kind of a winch. You get that hooked in there, and then you can pull it. You can pull it back here, and it links links back here like that to hold that together. So you'll see when I put it on. So anyway, that's one of the front chains. And this is the rear chain that I'm about to put on. Now, you can do this with the tire on the tractor, but I take it off. I find it a little bit easier in some respects. It's pretty easy to take off. And one other thing I do is I'll take all the air out of the tire, or I'll let all the air out of the tire. And since I have the tool for the job, this little tire multi-tool, it's got a tiny wrench on the end that allows me to take the Schrader valve out. And that just evacuates the air really fast. Gotta hold it. You don't want to blow the Schrader valve out and lose it in the shop. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a Schrader valve. If you've never seen one out of a tire, that little red part is the seal. And that's what seals to keep the air in. So I'll put that in my pocket as well. And in fact, you know what? I can put that right back in so I don't drop it like I just did. So I'll put that in here for safekeeping, because the tire does expand a bit when you put the air in. So I'll take the air out, get the chain nice and tight, and then pump the tire up around the chain. So now I can see all the grass and dirt and stuff that's packed in around my hydrostat. So I can do a little bit of cleaning here. I bought these tire chains online, tirechains.com, and I really like them. They come in various widths and lengths, and you have to choose the one that's really the right width, and then they're generally longer than you need. So you just cut them to size. And it was a bit of an unnerving experience to cut them because I didn't want to cut them too short. So I actually ended up cutting them a couple times because I cut them long the first time or two. Okay, so you can see how those fit between those lugs quite nicely. Now I'll roll it over top of that end piece. And I don't know if you can see this part, but I'll try to get that end hook in there. Just got to get each cross chain between the lugs so they lay down nicely. Okay, so this piece hooks in there. And I like to go the other way again. Keep it away from the tire. That's pretty long. I think I should try to do it more like that. There's always a bit of a gap at that point. Now I'll spin it back up so this is more up to the top. Now I have to try. I've got all this extra chain, but it's kind of useless. I have to try to get this cam in there and then flip it back. And get it in there somehow. There we go. So you kind of see how that goes through that one and then hooks on that one. And then I can put the tire back on. This is the lifting part. It is a bit heavy. Now the clearance is kind of close. You can hear it rubbing on something. That's the jack, or the jack stand, I should say. Now this little set of springs just helps keep the chains snug on the inside because, or on the outside, because they do tend to kind of loosen up over time as you drive around. Okay, now we can put some air back in the tire. I do have chains for the front, and they do help a lot, but I don't think I'm going to put them on because since I bought the chains, I installed an auxiliary fuel filter here, and the clearance between the tire and that fuel filter, and don't forget this axle walks, so that tire can come up quite a ways. It's not that much. So I think we're going to forgo the front chains. I have done that in the past, and just having the rears on does work quite well. I think I'm going to slide under there, replace this hydrostatic filter. It's a bit of a to-do. There's a guard I need to take off, and it's usually pretty tight. Look at the price of this hydrostatic filter. It's $100. And I don't know what specifications really cause it to be $100. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it runs pressure side. It couldn't possibly run pressure side. So I don't know. But then after that, it's oil change, and I think that's pretty easy. I will spare you the details of all that, and you'll see this thing blowing snow at some point this winter, I'm sure. And I'll enjoy having the chains to keep it pushing into the snow. It runs out of traction way before it runs out of power. So now it'll run out of power first. I know that. All right. So I hope you're having a really great Christmas day. I'm working in the shop this Christmas day. And it's not because I really, I'm forced to. I enjoy it. And it's nice to come out here with a fairly empty space to do some work on the tractor. And so I hope you're having a really great day and had a great Christmas. I know it'll be, at least the weekend before you see this, but Merry Christmas anyway. And I so much appreciate everybody watching over this year. And, hopefully, Lord willing, I'll have some adventures coming up in 26. We got some plans for the apiary, kind of more the same, but more intensively of the same. And a few new things regarding these polystyrene boxes. I'm really looking forward to that. So we have to get the wood shop in order and get building equipment for all that. Okay, I'll go now. Thank you so much for watching. It's Friday, Boxing Day, December 26, 2025. So just Kubota and I came out to the apiary here. It's a rather nice day, and a nice day is really dictated by whether it's windy or not. You can dress up for some pretty cool weather, but the wind really makes it unpleasant. So got the new chains on. Well, I got the old chains on. And does that ever make a big difference? The tractor just plows right through the snow. So it looks like I need to clean, I can't see the screen here, my solar panels. I need to clean those off. I'd really like to get a bracket, put these solar panels on the side of that building there. That's a camper. And so anyway, I'm going to clean that off. I'll just check the health of the battery, although the camera, which is the only thing on the battery now, does report to me the state of charge, and it was reporting nearly 100% recently. So I'll go over and clean these solar panels off so it can charge a little bit. There's two of these here. I don't need them both, but I figured it might as well be out in the sun as sitting in the building, right? They're 100 watts a piece, so there's lots of capacity here. Fencer is off now. It's not off. The knob, okay, it was frozen the other day. Got some freezing rain, but it's not plugged in here. So, my battery covered in snow. Charge, lots of charge here, 14.3. So there's plenty of charge on the battery. As mentioned, that's important to protect the battery in the cold weather. So here's the outdoor colonies at the main yard. I'm not going to walk over there. There's no reason to. Everything looks fine. The only thing I could be concerned with is a lid that might have blown off, but those insulated covers are pretty heavy, so they're not likely to blow off. I don't want to drive over there. I don't want to blow snow into the apiary. I would love to blow snow in and cover those hives, but when you do that, the snow becomes really packed and heavy, and it causes big problems in the spring. So I'm staying out of there for now. And yeah, I sure have a lot of fun out here in the summer, but look at it now. It looks like the face of the moon with just some equipment sitting here waiting. This is all my nukes here waiting for next year's mating process. Got my feeding shims waiting here for February if I need them. Look at the snow at the door. I need some shoveling to do if I want in there. I don't generally need in there in the winter. Yeah. So I think I'll take the tractor and go back. Fingers are getting a bit cold on the camera. Thanks for watching. Just a quick bearding update in the shed. This is the one that was bearding really bad, and they're still just pushed out the entrance a little, but most of the beard is gone. And the other one, the beard on the side is gone, and the beard on the front is gone. So that's how long those beards lasted. That was, I think this is the third vlog that I pointed out the beards. So quite a while, a couple of weeks anyway, for that. But, you know, this one, I can see the bees there. The top is kind of pushed back. There's bees all the way up on top of the reflectix. So, yeah, these these colonies are very, very strong, and I'm glad they're strong. I believe they're healthy. I just have to watch that they don't starve. That's the danger with a big, strong colony, especially a really big colony in a smaller box like this. You know, that's 60% of the feed that a 10-frame box would have. And if they were right about the late season emergence here, that may mean that they weren't able to store as much feed. So I'm pretty sure they will be okay I'm thinking they'll be okay for a good month yet. And then I should be able to get in here with the tractor and pull this down and just do a heft test on these. Like this one, the ones on the top here, I can heft those and feel that that's heavy, right? These are heavy. So I can just lift that down, heft those to make sure they're heavy enough. If not, I have a feeder shim for these 6s, and then put some fondant on top, which I have. I'm listening to some noise over on my air intake. There's a screen on that, so I don't know that there's anything can get in there. There might be something trying. A squirrel or a mouse or something. So anyway, well, I'll leave the video at that for this week. I hope you had a great Christmas. We had a good Christmas here. It's always nice to spend time with my wife and have time off, and we don't do a big splash for gifts and things. We do some little gift exchange, and we mostly have a nice turkey dinner, which was delicious, by the way, and just, you know, snackies and adult beverages and stuff like that. So we've been having a really good time. I've been enjoying a little bit of a reprieve in the cold weather. It's been a little bit warmer. I could get out. I've been enjoying the shop, tinker on my tractor and do some work. I replaced the engine oil and filter. I replaced the hydrostat filter. I replaced the fuel strainer. Put those tire chains on, as you know. Greased everything up real nice. So the tractor is in good shape for the next while anyway. We'll maybe do a service again next summer or next fall. So I will leave it at that. And I'll see you in 2026 again. Well, you'll see me in 2026 again. And so in the meantime, I'm going to wish you a very, very happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And let's hope that 2026 brings some positive change in the world. The good Lord knows that we need it, and keep the situation in the world in your mind and in your prayers. We really need to watch for that. So thanks again for watching. Happy New Year.